مرحبا أبا.
مرحبا أبا شلون؟
كواسمة.
أبا البيس بنقاك بيس دريكش قلت كامل والشوال دايما
بله بله شروانه که آماده کاری دیگه جبه حوالین خواه یکونا پرفتونه دانه بردکن بشکنن لی وی کندی برین جوش مراد شروان آمر ملن ده بله
سلطان مراد الله أكبر قناص
الله حيام يا أردوغان هاي بك شو زاوي بك شو هالشوفير.
Ankara and Washington made a sharp Kurdish U-turn, features of big politics. Turkey suspended the attack for 120 hours. When an American delegation headed by Vice President Mike Pence was heading to Ankara to try to persuade the Turks to stop the offensive against the Syrian Kurds, no one could accurately predict the fate of the negotiations. To begin with, at first the media generally spread the news, Erdogan, who loudly promised not to succumb to American pressure, was not going to discuss his military operation in northern Syria with anyone other than Donald Trump. However, pretty soon the Turkish leader changed his anger to mercy and promised to meet with Pence and his team. And then the CNN, experiencing, as you know, tender feelings for Trump, posted a facsimile of a message written several days earlier by the owner of the White House to the Turkish president. In the Russian language segment of the internet, of course, phototodes with Trump appeared on the basis of the Repinsky canvas with the Cossacks writing a letter to the Turkish Sultan. The Cossacks, according to legend, quite diplomatically called Mehmed IV the devil and Lucifer himself the secretary, and these were the most correct of the characteristics. Trump also hinted that Erdogan could go down in history as a devil. And in general he urged him not to be a fool. The letter received by the Turkish president is said to have flown into the basket. And after that, Turkish troops were ordered to cross the border. Seemed. And suddenly it becomes known, the negotiations not only took place, but also succeeded. The United States and Turkey agreed to suspend the offensive in northern Syria for 120 hours so that Kurdish troops, with the assistance of Americans, could leave the border areas. And if the Kurds within 5 days leave this zone, then the Turks promised to stop their operation. Accordingly, Washington promised after that to withdraw anti-Turkish sanctions. Well, for Trump, Erdogan almost turned him into a devil and miraculously turned into a damn good guy. And ready to bring down tons of sanctions and invective, Washington and Ankara suddenly merged in a quest for peace and harmony. Miracles and more. Someone will say, this is the East. Moreover, almost the Middle East. Why be surprised? And we will say, yes, East. But also big politics in general. Let us recall the events of 2015, when relations between Russia and Turkey, due to our downed aircraft, were almost on the verge of breaking. And how much time passed until Erdogan again turned into an important partner and one of the guarantors of the Astana process. The other day, a presentation of the historical work of Finnish professor Kimmo Rentola about Stalin's influence on Suomi's fate took place at the Finnish embassy in Moscow. Professor Rentola said that during the work on the book, he came to the conclusion that the same pattern worked 3 times, during the Winter War, during the Great Patriotic War and after the war, with respect to the neighboring northern country of Joseph Vissarionovich. At first, the intention was to achieve maximum submission to Finland, and then, for a number of external reasons, a sharp turn came and Stalin was ready to be content with less. It seems that is what is called real politics. So the example of Erdogan and Trump is not only about the peculiarities of Eastern politics and the specifics of the current head of the United States. This is about politics in general. where iron principles, firm promises and even personal insults do not play a big role. The main thing is to be able to stop in time and bargain for yourself favorable conditions. And no one doubted that they could bargain in the East.